The biggest mistake you must realize is that the American taxpayers are slaves to interest payments. And what I'm about to share with you will benefit you greatly, and it's going to have a huge impact on the decision to buy anything. Cars, houses, food, credit cards, living expenses, student loans, and on top of that, inflation, which is affecting us all every single day. And it doesn't have to be this way. There is a solution. This is going to save you a whole lot of money, and most importantly, it's going to prevent you a whole lot of stress. So listen, grab a piece of paper and a pen. You're going to want to take notes. Now, I'm going to share with you exactly what I share with everyone here on this channel, because it doesn't matter if it's the economy, real estate, or even retirement. I want you to absolutely have this information so that you can put yourself in the best position as possible. So go ahead and subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Now, the number one super big problem is not in the news. It is the fact that the federal government is basically bankrupt. What? Yeah. They keep on issuing more debt, and they keep on borrowing more and more money, and they keep on printing money. But you and I, we can't do that. I mean, if you or I printed money, we'd get arrested. We could not possibly run our own household on never-ending debt. We'd be bankrupt, right? Look, hear me out, because this is going to make sense in a minute. The federal debt is so out of control, it consumes 40% of all the personal income tax that it receives. They aren't paying it down. They keep on raising the debt ceiling. But for you and I, problem's a little bit different. For years, interest rates were very low, so everybody just kept on borrowing. But now interest rates are up. And here's the part where I insert a poop emoji and hits the fan. Because you just can't keep spending money and borrowing it. Or do you have an option to have large amounts of money that are actually flowing to you? The answer to that is yes. Now, you and I have seen it. People are spending a lot of money on stuff just to make themselves look better. But hey, their life is totally falling apart, but damn, they look good. Those fancy clothes and that fancy car, looking good. But wow, financially, what a train wreck. But buying more stuff on credit debt, ultimately feeling worse and worse and not happy? Yeah, you've seen it. I've been there too. But here's how you can get on the other side of the fence. Inflation and the compound effect are the small, seemingly insignificant things that either work against you or they will work for you and help you to get ahead. You can make the jump from struggling to pay the interest payments on a credit card bill to the bank paying you the interest every single month on your money. You can make the jump from paying the rent to someone who pays you and you receive the money for the rent. Choose wisely, because here's your next 5 money moves and where to invest it for additional passive income. Number 1, stop wasting money on ridiculous things that aren't needed. You've done it. Look, I've done it too. If you ever gone into a store and you come out with more stuff than you went in for? Sure, we've all done this, right? But when you make a conscious effort, something interesting will happen. Instead of the money flowing out of your hands, the money starts flowing into your hands. Choose wisely, because here's your next money moves. Credit card debt is a massive problem in this country. We collectively have over $1 trillion in credit card debt, which is absolutely amazing at rates of 22 to 29% interest, which is a huge roadblock preventing people from getting ahead in life. It's a trap. Choose wisely, because here's your next moves. Number 2, lifestyle inflation. Look, as soon as you start making more money, you start spending more money. You go out to dinner a little bit more. You drive a little nicer car. And once you start spending a little bit more, all those little luxuries become necessities. And you may not even realize what's happening. So before you know it, you need to start making more money to pay for a little bit more expensive lifestyle. I've done it. You may have done that too. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. When I was younger, I had this weird strategy. If I could be focused and not inflating my lifestyle, and I made sure that my spending was not affected by how much money I made, wow, it was a massive change in my life. I was suddenly happier, and I knew I was getting ahead. My mindset shift was when I was young. If I could live like I was broke when I'm young and work as hard as possible, then later in life I could do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. And that pretty much came true. Back then, I drove a 2-year-old Toyota Corolla, while my colleagues drove BMWs and Jaguars. But there's a difference between being frugal and being cheap. Of course, they made jokes at me while they made their lease payments on a car that they never owned. Little did they know, because I didn't tell anybody, but all my additional cash flow went towards paying off income-producing properties that continue to generate multiple streams of income for me into the future. Now, luxury items that I buy today are paid for by those sacrifices. So do your best to keep living expenses as low as possible so you can save and invest. And I can guarantee you, your future self is going to thank you. Number 3, work towards paying that credit card debt off, and then use a credit card the smart way. When you pay your credit card off every single month, make sure you use a cashback rewards card. because every time you use one of these cashback credit cards to make a purchase in store or online, it's going to earn a percentage of the amount that you paid. So that means if you spend $500 on a card, it earns 1.5% cash back. You're going to earn $7.50 in rewards. Now, this isn't Lambo money, but it is going to put extra money into your pocket. Number 4, understanding your taxes. Now look, if your employer offers you a 401k, do it. This alone can reduce your taxable income by the amount that you invest. So you want to take advantage of this. And there are all kinds of different strategies out there that you can legally use to keep more money in your pocket. And a lot of it just comes down to being informed. So make smart choices and be informed. Number 5, multiple streams of income. The more money sources you have, the more money you tend to make. In fact, 65% of all millionaires have at least 3 sources of income. You're shafting your future if you're not working on something on the side to bring in more money. Your extra income source is extra, right? Save the difference and invest it. The holy grail of money, investing, and financial independence, it's passive income. It's the idea of going to bed one night and waking up in the morning and having just a little bit more money than you had the night before when you went to sleep. It's a fun game earning that first dollar passively. It can be addicting because it leads you to finding more ways to see your hard work start to pay off. Let's start with a few super easy ways that you can take $1,000 and start earning money immediately, just for doing absolutely nothing. I know you like that idea. How about dividend stocks? If you buy $1,000 worth of a stock, for example,
Coca-Cola at 2.59% dividend yield. That's $25.90 a year. ExxonMobil, 2.78%, $27 a year. Verizon, 5.77% dividend, $57.77 a year. So for every $1,000 invested, you can potentially make between $25 and $57 a year for doing absolutely nothing.
Plus the hopes that that stock goes up as well. How about a money market account? A certificate of deposit at your local bank, or if the bank is willing to pay you 5.5%, that's $55 a year on your $1,000. How about bigger investments? Is real estate any good? Well, when you've saved up, you can buy an income producing property, or you can buy a house of your own. Now, just take a look at how much home prices have increased in the last 10, 20, or even 30 years. You know, homeowners also get the tax advantages that the government will give you. Plus, renters just don't get these tax advantages. So when your mortgage is paid off, life gets a lot easier. Here's the bombshell. Many things are preventing people from saving money and building wealth because many people are in debt and things cost much more money in today's economy, right? But many of us are shell-shocked to see that everything is overpriced in this economy. The truth is, the economy is a complete game. Many who don't know how to work it or they refuse to take action, they're going to fall further behind. Now, I got to tell you something that's been bothering me, and I got to get this off my chest. Look, Netflix raised its subscription price, all right? But take a look at their subscription price from 10 years ago. It's gone up 100% in the last 10 years. Has your salary gone up 100% in the last 10 years? No. I want you to be on the right side of the fence. Personally, as far as savings and investing, I'm a big fan of real estate. And the truth is I've been investing for the last 36 years. And I've bought, built, rented out properties. And I've done just about everything you can do when it comes to real estate. When you have your time on your side, it can make a huge difference in your life for your cash flow and even your retirement.